Hello, everyone. Jordan Bates here. I am coming to you from sunny Costa Rica today, and I wanted to make a quick video about two things I've been thinking about a lot lately, which are ayahuasca, the plant medicine, psychedelic plant medicine, and the letting go technique. If you're not aware, the letting go technique, as described in the book Letting Go, The Pathway of Surrender by David Hawkins, a book that I just really can't stop talking about, can't stop recommending. It's one of the most phenomenal, life-shifting books that I've ever read. It occasioned a lot of paradigm shifts for me, so I strongly recommend this book. The letting go technique is quite a simple technique for dealing with unresolved emotions and blockages and kind of the accumulated gunk of life that gets kind of buried within us, that we repress, that we don't want to look at. The letting go technique is a way of beginning to work through the kind of backlog, the unresolved reservoir of stuff that's buried in us on some level. And what it consists of is basically whatever you're feeling in the moment, and it's particularly useful when you've been triggered in some way, when something is coming up for you, when something is present, when you're feeling pain, when you're feeling fear, when you're feeling self-blame, self-judgment, anger, guilt, whatever it is, whatever you're feeling, the letting go technique essentially consists of holding a space for yourself where you are just non-judgmentally allowing whatever is within you to arise and to come up and to be exactly what it is. You're allowing yourself to feel your feelings, whatever they are, fully. You're allowing yourself to just feel your feelings. It's quite a simple concept, but a mantra to remember is let it come, let it be, let it go. You're basically just practicing holding a space of unconditional non-judgment and unconditional compassion and acceptance for yourself. And as you do this, it allows blockages and unresolved emotional stuff to start coming up into the light of awareness. And as it does this, if you're able to hold this space, the stuff comes up and it comes into the light of awareness, and it finally plays itself out. You feel it fully in a way that you never allowed yourself to feel, and you feel it fully in a way where you're not judging yourself, you're just witnessing this stuff coming up. I find that it helps even more if you're not identifying with the thoughts and feelings. And actually, David Hawkins suggests that it's most useful to drop thought altogether during this process. You basically try to drop whatever story you're telling yourself about your feelings, and you just go down to the level of feeling, and you just feel what you feel, and you try to kind of step back from yourself and remain as the witness, as a lot of spiritual and mystical literature talks about. Just be the non-judgmental presence, observing whatever is coming up inside of you, and it'll then be able to play itself out. You'll feel it fully, and that will begin to drain the underlying kind of emotional, energetic reservoir of bottled up, stuck energies and emotions and unresolved stuff that is ultimately weighing you down more than you realize. And as this stuff gets processed and gets felt, it dissolves, it heals, it transmutes into newfound powers and newfound strength. And as you practice the letting go technique more and more, you find an increasing kind of lightness and energy coming through, and you find yourself experiencing more kind of positive, freer, lighter, higher states of being. And maybe be careful with using the word higher states of being. Every state of being is perfectly okay, but the idea of higher is suggestive of more joy and gratitude and love and freedom, which most of us probably would like to have. So that's the essence of the letting go technique, And the connection that I've made recently is that ayahuasca is basically the letting go technique in fast forward. There's a reason why people often say that a single ayahuasca journey over 4 to 6 hours can be the equivalent of 10 years of psychotherapy. People often feel healed and liberated and as if they've been able to let go of the past and let go of their burdens in a way that they never thought possible, they didn't see coming, due to working with ayahuasca. And the reason for this, one reason for this, I think, is that what really happens with ayahuasca, one of the major things that happens, is that the innate intelligence of this plant medicine, however it works, you have a feeling that it's kind of scanning you and learning you and determining what are the most important kind of blockages that you need to melt through and that you're actually ready to melt through, ready to feel and dissolve and let go of. It tends not to give people more than what they're ready for. And so it kind of determines this, and then a series of visions and experiences are initiated where you basically are taken through. It feels like you're almost guided through a series of visions, and oftentimes many of these have to do with events in your past that you had forgotten about, or tension in relationships, or past traumas, or difficult memories and emotions. And it can feel like a kind of fast forward series of visions, like click, 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 like onto the next one, onto the next one, onto the next one. And with ayahuasca and other psychedelics, the only way out is through. The only way through the experience is really to just completely surrender to it and go through it and just allow it to be what it is and to happen in the way that it does. And so you basically have no choice but to surrender and to feel the feelings of the things that ayahuasca is bringing to the surface. You feel the feelings, and your ayahuasca helps you see all these experiences within this larger space, this larger perspective of unconditional compassion and love for yourself and for everyone else involved, this kind of space of non-judgment. So this allows for a lot of forgiveness and acceptance, and it allows you to, again, basically practice the letting go technique in fast forward for a whole bunch of different things in your life. Over the course of a few hours, you go through a process and you just feel feelings you never allowed yourself to feel. You experience aspects of yourself you never allowed yourself to see, and you bring them into the light of awareness, into a space of unconditional non-judgment and compassion. And it's just like again, the fast forward metaphor works. Click, 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 click. You just process so much over the course of just a few hours, and then the next day people's eyes are often radiantly glowing with what seems to be the spark of childhood having returned to them, and they look almost 10 years younger. They look so much lighter. And I really think that this is the effect of something along the lines of the letting go technique in fast forward. Ayahuasca basically induces a state in which you don't really have a choice once you decide to drink it, but to go through a process of letting go of a whole bunch of stuff, and then afterwards you feel dramatically lighter. So I thought that was an interesting connection. I thought it was worth making a video to elucidate that connection. So hopefully this has been useful for some of you. I highly recommend the letting go technique, the book Letting Go, The Pathway of Surrender by David Hawkins. And I also recommend, if you feel called to it, I recommend looking into working with ayahuasca, because I've found it to be the single most powerful healing modality that I've ever encountered in terms of its potential to rapidly and profoundly lighten and heal and transform a person's life. I certainly believe in using it in tandem with other modalities, with meditation and breath work and yoga, similar to how we do on the apotheosis retreats, and creativity and dance and conscious relationships, reading spiritual texts. It all fits together. But yeah, ayahuasca has been just truly a godsend, a beautiful gift, is how I've experienced it. So yeah, thank you, ayahuasca. Thank you, Earth. Thank you, life. This is a beautiful journey that we're all on, and thank you to you for continuing to get out of bed each day and walk courageously into the next chapter of your life and help to co-create a more beautiful earthly experience for all of us. You are courageous and strong for doing that, and yeah, let's keep it moving, let's keep it rolling. Peace, joy, love, freedom, strength, wish to you. I will see you next time, my friends. Take care.